A few years back, I opened for Kendrick Lamar, and the front monitors was off, and they said the monitors was off, so the audience wasn't hearing what I was doing. So I'm just going hard as I don't know what. No, there's no reactions. And my friends come back, you killed it, bro. But let me just tell you, the monitors were off.
Hello, everyone. Hola, mis amigos. You're listening to Oh My God, Hi, Hijo de Dios. Hola. With me, George Lopez, porque ¿sabes qué? Let's do the show, porque I got a lot of things to do. I gotta go to that dry cleaner ahí. My kid fell, se pegó la cabeza. I gotta go get some Neosporin Paul.
You know what George is?
Oh, I'm sure he's around here somewhere.
What's his name? George?
Lopez.
George Lopez.
Oh my God!
OMG.
OMG! Hi!
Oh my God, hi!
Bespoke Post partners with small businesses and emerging brands to bring you in the most unique goods every month. No matter what you're into, their box of awesome has you covered.
Get 20% off your first monthly box when you sign up at boxofawesome.com and enter the code OMGHI at checkout. I used the Garmin bag this last weekend, and it was so easy to carry, so easy to get it on the plane, and it had everything I needed for my show. As a matter of fact, if my luggage hadn't made it to the town that I was going to, I had everything in that bag that I needed for the show.
There you go. I'm down the ground.
Wow.
Plug me back in. I'm back in.
So can it work the other way around? Can you get the adrenaline to make you actually lift the cars and stuff?
Shit, I have trouble lifting my fat ass.
Lift the car.
Wow, that's
So
amazing.
that's what goes on. So I just go down, I get up, and I'm back at it. So he gave me this, and I'm just telling the wife yesterday, since I've had this thing, I hadn't had it once. It just came on too quick. I said, not even this is going to save me. I should have shoved.
Was that the first time that you went down through this almost the whole year?
It's the first time I've gone down since you gave me the stick.
Ah,
Oh, wow.
it's a good stick.
Yeah, it's a great stick. Didn't pass out, didn't do anything.
The only adjustment was you put a little rubber tip on the end.
That's it. That's it.
You know,
That helps.
to make it good for, slick.
This was,
outside.
he
Right,
gave
right,
it to
right.
me. It's a
Hand carved
hand-carved
from India.
Beautiful.
South African
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at
South
that.
African walking stick.
Wow.
Nice.
Something that...
That's
I
beautiful.
wouldn't even say South. I know it's a hand-carved African
It
walking
feels like
stick.
South African. I'm an expert in the field.
Yeah. It's like something...
It's a good height that
Yeah.
feels
Yeah.
good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's
I got to get my wife one of those for like when the coyotes chase her on her fucking
Oh,
hike.
yeah, I'm already surpassing with it.
Literally.
Oh, the mountain lion.
Yeah, this thing
all
is
about
heavy.
that.
It's dense.
My wife likes to
A
hike.
coyote tried to fuck me, two of them.
For real?
One was gonna fuck me, and one was trying to distract me.
Right.
Get
It's
the-
something
wow.
that Rafiki would own.
I thought they get scared. They
they go-
don't attack you.
No.
There was
right?
two of them.
Yeah?
So like 4:30 in the morning, I went outside. I was like, "Oh, what do you got?" And then I went like this, and the other one started to go around me.
Oh, wow. He's trying to flank you.
How many
Wow.
Two.
This
that's
is in your
a
backyard.
They walked in two, yeah. My front yard in the driveway.
Oh,
I said, "Hey, what's going on over here?" And then this one went that way, and then I looked this way, and that one was going.
I don't think two would try me. I think I would need to be
I'd
at least
fuck them
four.
up.
My wife
one could take me out.
mangy
My wife got lucky. She's Brazilian. She's got that Brazilian butt, and she had two of them scoping her on the hill,
Serious.
10 feet away from her, and they literally were just like, and she was like, pew! And she used all that energy. Got the fuck out.
Grant, come over here and introduce. Are we ready?
Oh, what are these?
That's my own concoctions.
Yes, yes.
Can I put one in front of me?
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
oh wait,
Try,
that's beer.
try out the beers. Yeah, we have
Oh,
George
yeah, I do wanna
Lopez
try
brand
one.
beers.
I thought it was.
I don't
regular.
drink beer, but I'll have one in front of me and act like I do.
Yeah, that's good.
How about
I'll
that?
try it.
There you go.
I'll just
We drink it every.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers.
I'll
And we got
open it,
some more, too, for you guys.
have it in front of me so I look like I'm drinking this.
Do you need more?
That's good.
Let me face mine towards the camera so they can know.
We need another cold one.
Yeah, boom.
Yeah, joining us today on the podcast, we have the cast of the upcoming film North of the 10. George will be able to tell us a little more about that once we get started. But we've got AdamW, DeStorm Power, and Yancey Arias.
Yo, real
Hey.
podcast voice.
How did this movie North of the 10 get made? I mean, this movie is going to be. It's one of those things where a movie doesn't have to have a real big budget to be good. I know this one's going to be good.
Right.
How does this movie get made?
A lot of favors, no.
Yeah, a lot of favorites.
No, it might be. No, but how does it really get made?
Well, see, yeah. So Don Benjamin, several years ago, started writing this story for himself. it's his story with his friends. And Don Benjamin is one of the bigger influences out there. And these guys here, DeStorm Power, Mr. AdamW, these guys have a great following, and they all work together. So it's a wonderful thing that we get them all on film and have this like amazing, authentic chemistry that you had that comes from all this great comedy that's happening in their
So
content.
Don Benjamin was having the movie written?
And he wrote on it as well. And Ryan Lamar, who is our director, creator,
Brilliant mind, young man.
young director, yep. And he and about 2 other guys, they got together with Don, and they formulated a very good script, a lot of wonderful moments in there, and bringing in actors like yourself and myself to come in there and join the fray of the
trailer.
comedy.
The trailer is very funny. What's the premise of the film?
Well, the premise of the film is 5 guys trying to make it in L.A. and they're trying to get north of, in every neighborhood or in every hood, you try to make it to that spot. And in L.A., it's like you want to make it north of a certain place. So north of the 10 is, when you get north of the 10, you made it. So it's 5 guys with different jobs. There's the gamer, there's the chef, there's the actor, there's the model. And these guys are trying to just make it north of the 10. But they're going through all these problems and these struggles that, roommates and people go through. So that's the premise of the movie.
And the essence of the film is never quit, never give up. Just
There you go.
follow your dreams.
Great advice.
Do your thing.
It looks very expensive, but was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The house looks good. The trailer looks, it's immaculate.
The trailer was good. I was
clean,
shocked.
very
The
funny.
trailer
Yeah,
was really good.
Yeah.
Well, I hear that the country of Dubai had a wonderful contribution to the film in the way that
It was
they...
the UAE. We did Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi.
Abu
Sorry.
Dhabi.
Thank
So
you.
it was. We went to Abu Dhabi and they let us use the palace. They let us use the mosque. They let us use the raceway. They let us use what was it?
my God.
The Ferrari World. We did the biggest water world in the water park in the world. So they let us use all of that stuff because of our audience, and we would definitely talk about it on our socials. So
in a sense, they did it for the
Product placement.
Publicity.
I guess. And publicity, yeah.
in a way, yeah. So when we went out there, they rolled out the red carpet for us, and they let us. They just.
I wish I shot my scenes out there.
We even went to like the
I was
Louvre.
supposed to. I didn't
Like
make
the new Louvre that they have over there, we went to that as well.
Man, so you guys had a contact over there. You land, and they say, "Hey, we're ready to start working." And they shot in the palace. They shot, pretty much had the run of the.
A quarter of the film takes place there, and it's
Because like Elijah's over there, another producer, and a few of the other producers are over there, and they're producers on the movie, so they kind of like hooked it up. We did like an international thing.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah, Stephanie Nur, who's our lead actress of the film, she was able to film out there as well, and she brought a wonderful, authentic sense of the culture of being in that situation. A girl coming to America, falling in love with this model.
Yep.
So you have this romantic comedy, going
it's
on.
wrapped
through
around
this-
a love story.
Wrapped around a love story, and so she got a chance to shoot out there too, and I'm sure you guys had a lot of fun.
Oh my God.
Letting her, introduce you to that world or whatnot, right?
Yeah, my only thing about the film is like so many jokes we told, and I know you only have a certain amount of time to do it because we were cutting up. We were cutting up for it. So we had enough to make 2 movies.
Yes, it was
and
very
just
hard to edit this
truncate it
film.
and get it down to one. It's going to be hard. I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
But I think when you get to the point where you can put extra content on your sites, or as part of a buy thing, you buy extra content even.
Yeah.
Right.
Because the one thing that I noticed about the guys over there in Chicago is the motherfuckers are funny as fuck. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Young, and listen, when I was young, nobody was fucking funny. That's how I made it. You need 10 dudes, 2 guys would be funny. but man, those guys were just so good with each other. You guys are so
Right.
good with each other.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's in a movie like that, to have that ability to be able to make things good better, and things that are already good. Just say we're happy, like solid. So I'm interested to see how it comes out because everything is shot well.
Yeah.
You can see the scope of it. They go to Dubai. They go to Chicago. They got kind of a show going on of the guys living together, right?
Yeah.
Right. Well, and then Ryan Lamar, our director, he is from Chicago, and he definitely has that flavor where you show up, you got a blueprint. You guys, have a script, but go for it and see what happens. And he
What
likes the
type of
flow.
director do you think Ryan Lamar is going to end up being? Because I think it's when you see some guys that you're around early,
Right.
but then that down the line that this guy is going to be be a big director?
Well, for me, I think with Ryan, he's so talented because he does music as well. So he's a producer, he's a director. Actually, his production hat is bigger than his director hat to me. I've seen him produce things, and I'm like, wow, this guy, he doesn't miss a beat. Amazing. But when it comes to his directing, I think his drama is his bag. You know, seeing him step outside of the drama, because he did Canal Street, he did another drama, to see him step out of that bag and then do a comedy, for me, it's like, you know, it's different. So I'm like, I'm just interested to see how it comes out.
And because of the music, he's got the flow.
Yeah, the
he's
cool
got
thing too, I think he's a real actor's director too, because even like when I got on set, he was like, "You say whatever you want." I'm like, well, all right. That's how, I was like, all right.
And that's what happens.
That's how we shoot. Like when we shoot, we just improv.
Yeah.
So when Yancey, back in the days, they would, if you said the instead of we, the lady would come over and she'd go, "You said we."
One of those guys, huh?
Oh, do it again. It's we.
Yeah.
Not the.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how they used to be to us, and now it's a new game, though. I think
It's a new game.
and I also feel like Scorsese, is one of those directors that opened up for the young guys like Pacino and De Niro, who was, no, let's do it a 100th time, and this time just give me a different, take on it.
Joe Pesci told me that when they had heard about him in the hood, in the neighborhood, and they said, "There's this guy that would be great. He's not an actor." And he would be great to play the brother. So they sent him the script, and he reads it, and he calls it, "Motherfucker, I'm not even in this fucking piece of shit." So he didn't call back. So 2 weeks later, I go, "Motherfucker, I'm not even in it." So they had a manager, a boxing manager. They took that part out and combined the brother with the boxing manager, and then they made his part. Nice. But how about a guy that's never done a movie before?
Wow.
Yeah.
And he reads it and he's like, "Fuck this shit. Yeah. I'm not in it." And then he went to a guy that was a guy from the neighborhood, and they had to go and talk to him, and he said, "Is this what you want to do, Joe?" And he goes, "Yeah, it's kind of been my thing." He goes, "Okay, go take a little money, and good luck. If you need anything, here I am." And they gave him a blessing to go, because you just can't pull a dude out of the neighborhood.
No.
And he said, "Is this what you want to do?" And he said, "Yeah, that's what I want to do."
Making too much money in the hood.
Yeah. Yeah. So
but yeah, and then you came on to the set, and you blessed us.
We've known each other for a long time, so
yeah.
I mean, it's good. It's nice to help.
And thank you. I appreciate you.
Guys. That's funny, man.
You definitely godfathered us, and I love you for that, man.
You're welcome. I'm happy to be able to do that.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. And where are we going to see this?
BET Plus, you'll be able to stream it.
There's a BET Plus.
Yes.
It's a plus everything now.
I know, plus everything. And that's where we'll be streaming on the 10th, just a few days from today.
Okay, just a few days from today.
Today's the 7th. That's 3 days from now.
Yeah.
So this is a movie that appeals to, I remember, I don't want to drop names, but when I was talking to Paul Walker about Fast and Furious, the whole franchise, and I said, so what you guys essentially did was made a film for everybody to go see themselves in beauty. Like, the girls are beautiful, the dudes were handsome, and in cars, and he's like, yeah, pretty much. And I mean, when he walked out there, and the amount of love that came towards him, it's just like, whoever is turning the knobs to say this is what we want this movie to be was doing it right. I mean, it's still going. It's still
going.
A huge
Yeah, what are they,
franchise.
like on part 20 now?
Part 20, exactly. Yeah.
It's still going.
And Paul Walker's brother's in it too, right?
I mean, it's a little out of control, but it's still going.
I'll say this, it's good. Every each one, I haven't been upset at any of them. They're all good.
Who's not going to like cars and girls? And
I heard that there was like some tension between Mr. Vin Diesel and The Rock. Dwayne Johnson.
That was on the news.
And now he's trying to bring him back to the film, and Dwayne's like,
They're trying to guilt him into coming back. It's like, no, man.
The Rock's saying no. I don't want no part of it.
Gracefully say no.
I hope they replace him with me. I mean, I'm
right? Why not?
available. So.
Yes.
They asked me, but I told them I was busy with George.
Yeah.
No, you told me you fell and you couldn't get up.
My manager, Matt Luber, he represented Paul Walker all his life, and it was a great loss to the community and to him, but it was a beautiful thing that they tried to bring his family back into the movie. I think his brother's playing like several pieces into the franchise in the last parts of the franchise. But on this one, Yes, it's definitely a lot of glam. There's a lot of bling. There's a lot of beauty and a lot of fun. Like these guys, I mean, are stupid funny. Every time I can't get off Instagram. Every time I watch these guys, I'm like, I got to feed the kids. Wait, hold on a second. What is? Oh my God, you son of a gun.
So is it the 9th? You said.
The 10th.
So the 10th, you can get it on your phones. You can get it on your laptops. You can get it.
Yeah, I think they decided to go with the 10th because it's called North of the 10th.
North of the 10th.
So
North of the 10th.
They say you can't forget that.
You can't forget that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Right in time for Valentine's too, you know. So it's
I think some of the guys are there at the premiere in Atlanta right now as we speak.
They're the premiere in Atlanta.
It's going on right now.
Right now.
And with movies like that are released like this, is there are they tracking the numbers to see? Is there an awareness? Can they track awareness for this, or
they can? They they have a very talented crew in terms of the publicity and in terms of like.
But pretty much
the distribution.
The people find this.
Well, after it streams on Plus, I think after a week on Plus, it's going straight to cable. So it's going to be it's going to straight come out universally.
Right.
So they're going to get it on Plus, so people on Plus can get it. Then it'll go straight to BET, regular cable, so it'll stream even to a larger audience, and it's going to be in select theaters.
Did you guys know each other before?
Well, we haven't.
This is our first time.
I've known this guy for some years.
Well, where did you guys grow up?
I grew up born and raised in New York, Queens, Flushing.
Oh, that's where I grew up.
The girl Leah was here from Queens.
Yeah, she was from
I grew up in Baltimore. Then when I was 20, I moved to New York for 10 years, and then I came to LA. Yeah.
You moved to New York to do what?
To music. I was in the music business for 6 years. And then after the music business, I went into social media.
You weren't Lisa and Cole Jam, were you? You weren't the other dude.
No, that was before my time.
I don't know. They look like that uncle.
That was. Hey, Lisa's my niece.
In what time of music was that? Like, what was popping in New York at that time? Because everything that was coming out.
Jay-Z, 50 Cent
was new. Okay. It was like new music, like motherfucking George Gershwin and Irving Berlin. Like they were creating new music, and in that area, at that time, Biggie and all the guys.
It was like 2005, 6, 7.
So it had been going.
Yeah, so it was in the early 2000s.
I'm feeling old now. I'm thinking freestyle and hip hop when you guys are talking.
Listen, man, you buy a refrigerator, you have
early
a dance floor.
I know.
Now, is 50 Cent going to be in the halftime show at the Super Bowl?
Is he?
It's a big secret. They're talking about maybe it's going to be a surprise.
No,
maybe 50
funny.
Cent's going to show up.
Like Ja Rule and all those guys.
Because he broke.
What do you hear about the halftime show?
I didn't hear anything about the halftime show. I didn't know 50 Cent
it's
was
very, very private, isn't it? I think because it's in Los Angeles, maybe you'll agree or disagree. I don't think they can make a mistake with the halftime show.
Yeah, no way.
Unless they do it on purpose.
It's all unless they do it, but it's already losing its
it's bigger.
Because they try to put people together that don't belong together.
Right.
Well, that's
Because
one of the performers, not the female, not Snoop Dogg. One of the other performers that's going to be up there.
Just say one of the black people. Come on. I know you want to.
I'd like to, but look
at that Joe Rogan come on.
50 Cent is the guy that broke him in and led him along, brought him, as his protege. And so they're saying 50 Cent will be on there and they asked 50 Cent. And all he did was smile and say, well, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Oh, he's going to be on.
I think that's only 12 minutes, maybe. It's a very short. But look at Prince. Prince
killed it.
Played All Along the Watchtower. Played one song that wasn't his.
Wait, the show's only 12 minutes?
The halftime show?
It's short.
Really?
It
feels like 30 minutes.
It's halftime. No, it's not 30 minutes. They got to get to the game. In 1993 at the Rose Bowl, I was there when Michael Jackson performed at the halftime show.
Oh wow!
How was that?
Amazing.
Wow.
Because they had the Michael Jacksons pop up in the four corners.
Wow.
Of before and the guy pops up and he's doing that.
Right.
And another guy and another guy. And
Michael Jackson's probably the only person I want to see at a halftime show.
It was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Who else did I see? I saw Michael Jackson, and then at the 49ers Stadium, I saw Beyonce and the guy from Coldplay.
Yeah, we saw that one.
When Beyonce was out there with the dancers.
I love Beyonce.
Kicking ass. The motherfucker came out from Coldplay. Lost him.
Oh,
yeah, it's a tough
And Bruno Mars and Beyonce, and then the dude tried to cut in between, like, hey, I'm here too. And then
You're like, no.
Like J-Lo did it, I think.
when he came out, it was.
I like when J-Lo did it.
Yeah.
I thought she was out of her element.
The Weekends was dope last year. That was the Weekend last year, right?
It was.
Weekend, yeah.
It was.
Everybody with like
it was the Weekend last
masks and bandages.
It was the Weekend.
Scary.
Yeah.
Scary.
It's got to be. I would say it's got to be maybe.
It's gonna be somebody big.
For live events, got to be the biggest thing to be able to do at this
my
particular time.
I can't imagine even like, because I performed on stage on Broadway for like 6 years, and we would have like these little comms and stuff, and sometimes if we don't hear something, it ain't gonna come out that way. So like I can only imagine what it must be like for like having thousands and thousands of people. And we only had 2,000 a night. These guys have what, 20,000?
A lot.
The whole world watching,
and everything echoing all over you, and then they're trying to perform at the same time, trying to keep a tempo.
It's the worst feeling. A few years back, I opened for Kendrick Lamar, and the front monitors was off, and they said the monitors was off, so the audience wasn't hearing what I was doing. So I'm just going hard as I don't know what. No, there's no reactions. And my friends come back, you killed it, bro. But let me just tell you, the monitors were off.
I couldn't hear you.
No audience. I'm like, they're not feeling the music at all. But we had the dancers back there sweating and everything.
We had nights where the sound was off, and I had to scream my songs like to the balcony where I was like, oh my God. And the audience, you can feel it, the audience shuffling around like, what's he saying? I was like, damn. Yeah. I'm like, I'm on stage, trying to give them 100%.
What's the universal code when some shit goes wrong? To just keep dancing? Don't stop.
Gotta keep
pretend they can hear you. Keep singing.
Try to find the producer or the DJ. And try to get his attention, and you do something, let him know something's wrong. And if you don't, sometimes you have to say, to save yourself, you have to say, cut the music. Man, yeah, he fucking up. You blame it on the DJ. You got to blame it on somebody.
What the fuck? Why'd you stop dancing? I couldn't hear shit. Everybody else fucking kept dancing.
Yeah, that's why I stopped doing the moonwalk on stage.
You got to blame somebody, because you don't want them to say you fucked up when you didn't.
But this is a big week for big week for the movie.
Yes.
And big week for Los Angeles. And I mean, it's a hit film, so it's the Super Bowl's back in L.A.
That's amazing.
Traffic's going to be crazy.
Traffic?
Yeah. Traffic's going to be wild.
I don't know what they did during the Olympics. What was it, the '84 Olympics when they had him here last time?
They staggered the working hours.
Yeah, and then traffic went down to...
It was nothing.
Sorry, he wasn't born. It's okay.
I missed that pandemic traffic. That was the best.
Do you know that Gil captured Richard Ramirez at Night Stalker?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
He's a detective that captured the Night Stalker.
Yeah, the same guy you saw flopping on the floor? One time I was on my feet.
I was just watching. I think I was just watching that.
That's him.
That's you?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
No, fuck. That's me.
He did. He was the guy that said it's one guy, and then all the other sheriffs said, no, it's got fucking 2 guys, 3 guys. And he said, this is the work of one guy.
Wow. There was no copycats or anything like that?
There were no copycats there. There haven't been a copycat since. Nobody knows what he was really doing.
Wow.
And he was the most diverse
taking
man.
eyes with him and shit. I mean, he'd be taking
This
people's
motherfucker
eyes
right
with him.
here. He's the one that we're just watching that shit.
You
That's
watch
him.
Stuff the other day? Yeah, there you go.
That's crazy.
Wow.
And he said that, women, I don't know, man, like...
Women loved him. That's some good-looking women.
Are you doing the movie?
He said that to you?
No, he
saw
it.
I
Tell
could see it.
Tell him about the lawyer.
There were one day, he had people going in to see the court case every day during trial.
Shades on, and he'd go like this to girls,
he
And he would come up to him?
Yeah.
And when he walked out, if he was going to go sit to this side, he'd walk out, and first thing he'd do is he'd check the audience, see who the good-looking women are. And he wasn't allowed to turn his head around, so he just looked, check it out, go sit down, put his back to him, and now, when it's time for him to walk out,
He cut his eye.
Yeah, now he's looking at the one he wanted. He'd already picked one out of the herd. Wow. So he's out there. Well, one day I'm in there, and they call me up. They let me know, hey, there's a phone call for you over here with the bailiff. So I go in there, and while I'm sitting there looking, here comes Richard as he's coming out, and there are these 2 ladies. They were, no doubt in my mind, they were attorneys. They were dressed to the tens. They were both beautiful. Little briefcases. Trust me, they were good looking. And one of them was sitting on the aisle, and as he's walking out, he looks at her. She looks at him. She blows him a kiss and spreads her legs.
What?
Was he an attractive dude?
Wow.
Well, the beauty's in the eye of the beholder. So I just went back to my partner. I said, fuck it, hook me up, see if it works for me too.
But you know, some women like, I mean, I can't imagine a woman like it, a bad dude like that.
Right,
Come home with your eyes gone.
Yeah, you know.
They wanted him. He was a bad boy. He was powerful, you know.
He was, and he ended up marrying a very ugly, bad woman. You know,
really?
I don't know if she was bad or not.
What made him that way? What do you think? Because of the
his childhood.
I have no idea. He asked me one time, "Why do you think I am the way I am, Gil?" And I just I said, "Rich, if I knew why you are the way you are, I'd be a doctor making a lot more money than I am as a cop."
drugs in the beginning.
Yeah, my job is not to understand why. My job is to get you convicted.
Is he still locked up?
No, he's dead.
Oh wow.
Oh, all right.
June 7th, 2013.
This is how notorious he was. He did 20 years, and when he died, the people complained that he didn't do a long enough time. He's dead.
Right, he's done.
He said, "That fucker got off easy."
His dad used to beat him as a kid. He was as a child. Yeah. His dad used to beat him. He used to run away. I laughed at him because he'd run away from home and he'd go spend the night in the cemetery because it was peaceful and quiet there.
Oh, that was the problem. Right?
Yeah, and I'm
Did he
sitting there
live
saying,
next to the cemetery?
"Fuck."
Or
Be hearing some shit.
That's
That
I said, "How the fuck could you go around with that? Scared the shit out." No, it's peaceful.
pretty quiet.
What was his spree?
So don't raise
What
your
did-
children near the cemetery, basically.
His spree.
if you had to shoot at a
was,
cemetery, you wouldn't say,
started
"Man,
on
I can't
March-
shoot at a cemetery."
We had
Yeah.
two of
You
them.
should have said-
March 17th of 85.
No,
He was
no.
arrested August 31st of 85. When we went back to do everything, we found that he had killed a lady in L.A. in June of 1984. So it was one, and then nothing till March. And then in March, between March 17th, 85, we killed 13 people.
Wow. Did y'all get all the bodies?
Yeah, we got all the bodies. And not only was he killing people, he was also a child molester. He was a pedophile.
Oh, God.
Oh, God,
So he was
no.
kidnapping little girls, kidnapping little boys. You know, he had his way. So that's why there's no copycats. Nobody knew everything he was doing, and he was using as weapons guns, knives.
And you know where all that
shot
shit
foot,
happened?
rapes.
North of the 10.
No, I did it.
But that has nothing to do with this. What's the distribution on
On the
It's
film?
everywhere, right?
So yeah, so basically BET Plus, they carry us, and then we'll be on cable with BET. But then beyond that, you'll be able to get us on Amazon, Netflix. Hopefully, they're working out those deals right now.
Yeah.
The numbers have to be right, and the numbers I think they will be. This
So
is
if
a
it
wonderful,
opens strong, it will
talented cast.
continue to get places to be seen.
Absolutely. And there's Ryan has been around now for quite a bit, and he has been able to, because of the success of Canal Street and Restored Me, you know, people are trusting him. He worked with guys like Will Smith and his brother, you know, and their Smith Global. So people understand that, okay, he's making some really good content, and we got this amazing situation now where, like, we created, you know, a situation where a space where influencers who are really good actors, really good
Influencers are
comedians,
making movies, man.
coming in and, you know, joining the world of entertainment in the film side. You know, I think we're going to have a great audience and you know, a really fun.
Whose
fun
music
time
is in
to
it?
go
You have
through.
music in here?
I
You guys
did
have-
3. Well, so what Ryan did was he decided to take the musicians that do make music, like myself, Don Benjamin himself, and a few others, to do like their own small EPs. So I have like 3 records in the film.
Good.
And it was good to see him in my scenes. So that's cool. Yeah, man. Yeah, Don, I think Don have a few.
We recorded a cool music video with George to close the
Oh,
film.
yeah, yeah.
We're going to jump in and out with some snippets of the film, kind of
that's
like
dope.
you know, Easter eggs and you know, outtakes. And it's called Para Mi Gente.
Para mi gente.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it's a different I think more inclusive way to make movies, right?
Yeah.
Because if you go to the theater and you see the movie, then you leave and it leaves with you. But if you own it, you buy it, rent it, I think it feels a little more personal.
Yeah, for sure.
Then-
And I mean, yeah, those were the days, right, when we used to have.
Yeah.
I still have my collection of DVDs.
You still have your Blockbuster card?
No, I don't have that, but I definitely have my DVDs. And I tell my kids, don't touch it. That's like
I
gold.
stayed in Blockbuster.
Don't touch
Yeah.
it.
Hey,
That's
who fucked Blockbuster up? Giving the candy away so cheap?
Yeah.
Shit, not me.
That's where I met my wife, man. I met my wife at
Man.
Blockbuster.
Really?
I was like, oh, hey. And then I saw
They
her
were probably
boy-
running syndicates out that
You know what fucked Blockbuster? Redbox. When Redbox came along,
because you could get it outside. You
have to go inside the store.
And then they weren't even around long enough.
Around long enough. Yeah.
It was around long enough to fuck everything up and
everything
take
up
off.
and it did.
But
Netflix fucked up Redbox.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that's
There
true.
you go.
This winter, upgrade your daily routine with Bespoke Post and their new seasonal lineup of must-have Box of Awesome collections. Bespoke Post partners with small business and emerging brands to bring you the most unique goods every month.
Yeah, a lot of people do this with like beer and they do it with different products, but this one, Bespoke, sent me some knives, different sizes, amazing for the house, outside stuff, camping and stuff, and it was great. Some knives, and I used it to open some things around the house. I used it to cut some rope I had in the backyard and to trim a little bit of some unsightly things I had growing. But we smoked all those. So it is great to get such a unique quality product while supporting small businesses, which is more important that we continue to support small businesses. And every month you get something that's very different and very unique. Get 20% off your first monthly box when you sign up at boxofawesome.com and enter the code OMGHI at checkout.
That's boxofawesome.com, code OMGHI for 20% off your first box.
When I was on the radio in 2000, a guy came in from San Francisco, and he had an idea for this company that, if you remember, you sent in your request, and they sent you an envelope with the movie in it.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And then you had 3 days, and you'd send it back. That was Netflix.
Right. That was, yeah.
You'd say, I want to watch, Police Academy. They'd send it to you at 3 days. You put it back in the envelope and send it back. Yeah. And he was down here in L.A. looking for investors.
Nobody.
Interesting.
Jumped.
Wow.
Damn.
Don't you wish you were that guy?
I missed a couple opportunities.
We all wish we were.
In the 80s, I was working in Van Nuys, and there was a guy that followed the stock market every day, but wouldn't put his own money in. I said, Ted, what the fuck you doing? He goes, I don't know, George. I might have to go for this one, man. What do you think? And he said, you know how you have everything in your garage in your house, and you can't get to any of it? So this is an idea where they build stalls, and then you rent the stall, and you go over there and you put your stuff in the stall. They give you the key, and you can go and open it and get what you need and close it again, and they charge you a rental fee every month. So
storage units.
I said, fuck, who's going to do that? Strike two. Fake that. That's I was the one that said, saline is never going to work.
Oh, no.
Sure. That's strike three.
Strike three. Wow. Man, you just never know. I just never know. It's timing, too. It's timing, man. It's like,
storage.
That's rough.
That's a big one, yeah. And the guy didn't put any money in it either.
That's rough. Yeah.
And I mean, it was at the ground level.
That's rough.
Wow.
Storage units is rough.
And he had money. And the other one was they did floppy disks for main computers that were probably that size. And then the company that I worked for was doing a hard drive, and he was going around to the employees asking if they wanted to put money into a personal computer that you take with you.
Right.
And everybody's like, why would you take a fucking computer with you? Got it at home. Pendejos, cabrón. I mean, imagine, man. Imagine.
Wait, so you dropped the ball on a laptop?
Fucking 4 of them.
Laptop, man. That's rough.
God.
Oh,
If I hadn't become fucking successful, I'd fucking be out there. Hey, I'm sucking dicks. All you got, $3, 2.
Damn.
I mean, imagine that 4 fucking great opportunities.
That's right.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
You might get one, though.
Yo, for sure.
You'll get one.
I might get one.
I'm sure you got something you don't want to talk about.
Something brewing.
It required somebody to die, but yes.
Oh, no.
But, in our life, who's to say?
Yeah.
All the guys that I admired, looking at some documentaries last night, they said, hey, that dude spent every dollar he ever made. Seemed happy. I mean, who's to say? I mean, as you get older, he was in Vietnam.
I spend every dollar I've made.
It's like, you have to take those days like this. Like, we all work together. We're in Chicago. Everybody got along. Really, really great experience. You get to see it come out. I'll buy it. I'll tell my friends to buy it. I'll put it on my social. Yeah. But it's in that time. Like, I've seen, hundreds of movies come and go. Yeah. But as you get to where guys start to make them, and it's really what they love to do. They're not guys that aren't hands on. Like, in the beginning, the guy would put some money in, and then he'd be going like, what are we doing now?
Right.
We're going again? We're kind of, now the guys are hands-on. They know what they're doing.
Right.
Yeah, I hate that shit, man. When actors, they put out, they don't have the passion anymore. Like, Bruce did that to me, man. I loved his movies. And now it's like, I watch a Bruce Willis movie, I'm like, man, come on, bro.
I know, man. What's he doing? What happened?
What the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, you was my favorite. Now he's just doing, I know he got to pay bills, but come on, bro.
I got a funny story about
Going
Bruce.
through it, dude.
So I'm doing Live Free or Die Hard. and I'm stuck in a car with him with all these cameras around us, and we can't get out of the car for about 3 hours. So we're hanging, and we know we're in for the long haul, and he's, you know, cracking jokes, and I'm like, yo, this is mad funny. At one point, I'm like, and I stopped him on the leg, you know, by just a jest, like,
course, yeah.
And he was like, don't ever touch me again. I was like, whoa! I was
Switch it up.
Or you will die hard.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
chill, bro.
And you know, and so it was one of those moments. It was like Frozen. You just like, you're laughing your butt off, and you're like, whoa, shit! Like I just got kicked in the nuts. You know, I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, man.
You know, when you see a guy like that, because you know it's an actor. Like he went in and got moonlighting in the 80s. You know, just a guy who was a bartender.
Yeah.
Goes in there, gets moonlighting, becomes a big TV star, becomes a movie star. But really, is a bartender who got a gig and then got another gig and blew up. But at some point, those guys are the guy like, hey, don't ever touch me again. You know? Or the guy like,
where's that
you
transition?
can't look at me.
I want to get to that level.
Then I met a girl.
Don't touch me again.
A friend of
Right now, I'm like, don't bump into me, please. Level.
A friend of a mutual friend, she dated Bruce at one point, and she said, and I told her the story, and she goes, oh yeah, he has a thing with his leg. I was like, oh,
it's just
for
his leg.
real?
Oh, you good?
Yeah,
It's
all right.
his
So I
leg.
could have put him in his arm, and it would have been
you were
awkward.
straight. You were straight.
But it was with his leg. I was like, I didn't know. Sorry, man.
Maybe it's prosthesis. He didn't want you to know.
Who knows?
It's
I
just
don't
his
know.
leg, bro.
Maybe he should produce films.
Yeah.
Because I think if he's not passionate about.
Yeah, because a buddy of
He
mine
was
said they
amazing.
shot one of his new. You know, he's doing like those
Wes?
on like
Wes
Netflix.
Miller?
And he said, buddy of mine said he was shooting with Bruce, and he said we had Bruce for 8 hours. I'm like, you going to shoot the whole movie? You got him for 8? He said, yeah. He came in, shot all his parts, and then
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And he gets in, he gets out in 8 hours. Like every part.
They
that
do
he
2
had to
days.
Yeah.
Like you got to shoot all this stuff in
all
2
this
days.
stuff. That's all he had. Like 4 hours one day, 4 hours the next day, and he was out.
Well, yeah, and that's the deal. A lot of times with the big actors like George Lopez, we sometimes we gotta get him in and get him out, and we expect so much of you. It's like here's the.
Was I there
deal.
only one day?
You were there one day.
came
We
in the
flew
night
you
before?
in and knocked you out in one day.
And you know, fucking driver picks
respectfully-
me up, some guy from the Ukraine. I said, well, this motherfucker, kill this motherfucker. And on the way back, he was telling me about a boat that he was building so he could sail as a living, for a living, like sail. And I sent him $1,000.
Oh, that was so beautiful.
God bless
man.
you.
God
Good for
bless
you.
you.
In the morning, I couldn't fucking stand him.
Oh man, by the night.
And then when he started to tell me the story and the passion that he had about building the ship by hand, like a small little wooden boat.
Fuck it, you want me to drive you anytime? Call
You're
me.
the
So you know how I am, man. Like
you're the man.
I want to build a yacht, so. Send me
So my
$50K.
cash.
Show some passion, goddammit.
Right.
He just had me, man. I was back there.
Dude,
listening
that's
to
a
fucking
reality
stuff,
show
man.
right there. Show us your
There it is.
passion, goddammit.
Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah, it is. There you go.
I got to tell you how actors, you people that are
Putos. You only want to say putos.
how people are nice. I'm going to give a shout out right now to the people over at Puente Hill Ship.
Oh, que la chingada.
Watch.
Why?
I
Because
went
they
in
gave you
there-
a free tune-up?
I went in there, and when they went in there, somebody recognized me from the documentary, and they were all tied. So, give them a picture. They said, Floyd Mayweather went in there.
Merriweather.
Bought 3
Floyd
cars.
Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather.
Mayweather.
Yes.
Floyd
He's married.
Mayweather went in there and bought 3 cars, and his guy that was with him said, let's get one thing straight right now. No autographs, no pictures, nobody come up and talk to him.
Damn.
He's buying 3 cars, that's it, he's in, he's out. And they'll never forget that. And yet they were saying, and you were so nice, you did this, you did that. So these guys that spend their time, Bruce Willis, don't touch me.
Right.
I guess there are people, people that go on a set and only spend one day and then get out of there, but then
There's people that fire other people, too, and you never know who it comes from. As they're walking you out, right? They're walking you out, let's close the door. They're like,
Hey.
So
okay, this is it. This is it. It's my last show.
No, but they do. You know that they do that.
Really?
Oh, dude.
So I got a quick Mayweather story. Me and Batch, King Batch, we went to Vegas because that's where he was living at to shoot a Vine. This is back when Vine was huge.
Damn, okay.
So we get to his house and We were downstairs for like an hour.
You remember
'cause
mine? What was it, 15 seconds?
It was like 6 seconds.
6 seconds.
So we're at his house, and we waited downstairs for about an hour. We never met him yet or whatever. So we finally hook up with him. So he's like, I got to go to the bank. So we go to the bank, and it's me, Floyd, and Bass. We're walking over there, and there's these two big security guards. There's this random character way down the block. And we're like, yo, there's some guy watching us. He's like, oh, no, don't worry about him. That's the shooter. I was like, well, the what? So he has like a random guy who stands 100 feet away with just like a pistol and just watches to make sure that nothing happens. And he's just this other security guy that he has with him because, there's a lot of people that, may mess with the guy. So it was just crazy. I was like,
that is a trip, huh?
Yeah, so he has a wild security guard.
He's always got his money with him.
Right.
Everywhere he goes,
with him everywhere he goes. Yeah.
But Dolph Tentacion, those dudes, like, he just roll up on him. Like, Tentacion was like in the place looking at motorcycles, I think. Him and a buddy were looking at motorcycles, and then these guys walked in, and they looked at him.
Yeah.
And they were like,
not today.
He kind of knew something wasn't right. I mean, who looks like they belong in that thing. Yeah,
right.
You know when it's off. But you need those type of people around, though. It makes sense.
I think you do, man. Shit,
Yeah.
I mean, it can happen so fast.
Yeah, it happens so fast.
You know?
When you're on that level, for sure, you gotta secure what you gotta secure.
I ain't never
man,
reached
for
that level.
But they roll with a lot of money. They roll.
You
with a
were
lot
the
of cash.
shooter. What do you mean?
Yeah.
So you didn't have to.
How's that beer? Good.
It's actually really good.
It's pretty good, huh?
It's really good.
This one is which one? Is this one, Grant?
It's the lager.
The lager. Yeah. I started brewing these in Torrance, and then we had to open a place in Hermosa.
Is it hell getting your own beer company?
It is smooth.
Looks like you locked into this.
But yeah. Chicano art on the thing. But you know what it does is to north of the 10 right here.
Cheers. To north of the 10.
Is I had a good brewer. Like the guy worked at Stone Brewing for like 30,
Oh, that's
30
yummy.
years. Yeah.
I love this. This
White
is
dude.
delicious.
So I go in there and I said, hey man, remember those ice creams that were like orange and cream in the middle, 50-50 bars?
Sherbet.
Wow. I go, can you make a beer that tastes like that? He goes, yeah, I can make a beer.
Does the
taste
beer
like that.
taste like that?
So now
we have some over here. We'll give you some.
you have
I was
different
gonna say,
flavors.
that's not this flavor.
This is a lager, but I got that one.
This one's
I'm
dope.
gonna start drinking beer, babe.
I'm loving
And
it.
there's one.
It tastes like that.
And then there's one that is what, like squirt, like grapefruit.
Oh, and there's one that the hibiscus one.
Hibiscus. There's one hibiscus. What is it? Jamaica.
Jamaica.
Check this out. So Jamaica, they put tequila and vodka. Look at this.
The IPA. You're out.
smells good.
Right now. It's a big sell.
Oh, that's IPA. We don't have the orange ones.
Yeah, they're out of both of them. They're the people's favorites right now.
Motherfuckers, people
Wow.
do one show a week.
So how much time do you spend on making the beer? Like you actually go out to the brewery and you sit there and you mix it
Not
up
so
with
much,
these
not
guys?
so much.
Not so much. No.
Oh yeah, I go out there once a week. But they can them there, and then we just went to a different. I think a place in Colorado is going to do it, and then distribute it and going to keep track of it. But I think the can. They're talking about making the can 12 ounce, which is more of a 16 or 18.
So they're a little bit smaller.
You don't have bottles? It's all cans?
It's all.
Well, yeah, man, it's cool because I love the lowrider in there. Look at that guy. Look at this beautiful
Do they
artwork.
still do bottles?
Yeah.
They do.
They do bottled water tastes better than canned water to me.
You tried box water?
I have.
It's the best.
No. Because the
box water's
fizz
the best
doesn't
one.
stay in the box.
It's something, I don't know, it's about the texture coming off the cardboard. You gotta try it.
Well, the
You should
plastic
think about this. We should do boxed beer.
box beer.
There is box beer,
Let me run to the
Never
fridge.
heard of
which
that.
is the one with that fucking party
Box
ball
beer.
or some shit that everybody's talking about. They put 9 kegs into a little fucking thing that's that big.
You'd be the first one to do box beer. Yeah, come on,
Box
don't miss
beer,
it.
come
don't
on,
miss
I'll
it.
invest.
Don't
The
miss
envi-
it.
the environmentalists
Don't miss
be
it.
loving
Remember
you.
we talked about it. Don't
Yeah,
miss
man.
this
Don't
miss it.
opportunity.
Box beer.
Don't miss this opportunity.
Remember the Coors party ball?
Oh,
you
yes.
bought it was a box and
Yes.
a ball in it.
Yeah, I remember that.
I remember that.
What'd you guys drink in Vietnam?
No, I drank whiskey in Vietnam.
Rain.
Royal Crown was cheap. I used to drink
To
Royal
Vietnam,
Crown over there.
yeah.
You could Royal Crown was nothing.
There was a beer called, was it Crazy Horse? Is that right? Some
Yeah.
really,
They have
really
Crazy Horse
cheap,
wine.
crazy
They
beer.
have Crazy Horse wine. That's not
That
bad
was
wine.
I came out of college. I got Miss Saigon. I celebrated with a buddy of mine. He's like, "Let's get crazy." And I said, "Okay." So I took the whole thing. I drank it down, and I was like, "That's nothing." Half hour later, I was like, "Bah!" I just got hit, and like I got hit with a
What's the
mountain on
one
top
thing
of
that you
it.
won't drink?
They used
under
to have
under no
it.
circumstances.
Four Loko. You ever had a Four Loko?
Amen.
Like when
Nothing.
it first came out, I used to drink that in college.
Hey, man, it's crazy.
Oh, it's
Hey.
love. Half a can out.
You could feel the lead in that.
Yeah, you could feel it. I knew a guy who used to shotgun them.
Serious, bro.
He used to shotgun the full cans.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's not around anymore.
No.
So
Okay.
Four Loko went out. The reports were coming back that motherfuckers were passing out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they go, okay, go get them. Bring all the ones that are left over. You still maybe in the hood will find a place
Oh my God.
that has a couple of a grape one and
Oh my God.
strawberry one in the back.
Really?
I would buy one.
That sounds like a
I would buy
mission.
one.
The only
Yo.
thing they drunk in my hood was like St.
They-
Ides back in the
St.
day.
Ides.
Remember St.
I
Ides?
haven't found
yes.
the stuff that I wouldn't at least try once. You know, if
They-
somebody say, try this. All right.
It was pretty.
It was the
those were
OG
no
one,
joke,
like
dude.
before they like redesigned it and made it like lighter. The original, that was crazy.
Okay, Four Loko, you don't drink.
I don't drink.
You ever have a hangover?
I've had one sip of alcohol in my life.
God bless you.
And it was Mike's Heart, and I said, I can't do this.
Good for you.
You didn't like it?
Wow.
I didn't like it. Maybe I should have tried something
It's a
else.
White Claw now.
You don't have a chance of looking like me then.
What do you? Is there anything you will not have again
No,
ever?
nothing. I'll try it. If somebody says, hey, why don't you try it? I'll try it.
Give it a
Well,
shot.
they said Verga. Will you try it?
Is that a vegetable?
Vegetales.
Just swallow the wine.
What about you?
if they're still around Crazy Horse, I'll never touch it again. That's the
Greg,
only
what
time.
was Crazy Horse?
That's the only time I ever felt that way, and the next day I felt like crap, and I had to work the next day.
Vietnam, the big beer was Black Label. That's the only thing you can get over there. Something called Black Label. And I wasn't a beer drinker, so I never drank it. One of the guys in my unit, when his helicopter was down, the rocket pods that went out,
Yeah.
he painted him duplicate a Coors can. Sent it home to his dad, pictures. His dad, he lived in Arizona, his dad sent it to Coors. Coors sent 2 pallets of Coors beer to his house saying, thank you very much.
Did he make it back or did he?
Yeah, he did.
Got him.
Turn it into an
Mine
alcoholic.
is slow gin.
Slow gin fizz. 7 Up with slow gin. Oh,
It's got to be tough because you own a beer company.
You know what year that was? 1978.
You know what they call that drink, right?
I was 3.
what's that?
They call that drink in England a shanty.
Is that right?
I thought I made that shit up on your golf course when I was playing one of your tournaments. I took like a Corona and a Sprite, and I was like, "Oh, this shit is delicious! I made my own drink." And some homie came up to me and goes, "That's called a shanty." I was like, "Oh, thank you."
So we were playing golf when we were playing golf years ago when my show was on. Valente played my friend and Yancey at Lakeside. And Valente goes, Yancey, look out, man. And Yancey's like, go ahead and hit it. He fucking hit it. He fucking hit him in the back.
Hit me in the back. I felt like I got sniped, bro. And this is crazy because the dude was completely in line with me on my right. How do you shank and hit somebody in the back? Like
This was
like,
off the
what?
tee box.
No, this was in the
fairway.
middle of the fairway.
Remember Uncommon Valor where the guy's running? He goes, ah! He's on his knees. Ah! Hit him in the back.
Yeah.
Threw him back like that.
Boys in the hood.
And he said, no, go ahead.
Platoon. I was like, you
Yeah,
know,
like
I was
that.
like,
It was a par 3 or what was
No,
it?
par 4. Like,
Oh, so it had
like-
some speed.
It has some speed, bro. It has some
dropped
speed. It's
him,
like,
man.
pew! I was like,
Oh,
what
you
the
don't have
heck?
like a mark from the, you
I
don't
was
have like a
somebody's trying to shoot you. I was like, no.
Yeah,
Fucking and he even said, no, go ahead. I'm cool. I'll get out of the way. Fucking dropped him.
Drop me, bro. I was on the ground. That was one of my favorite.
He didn't let you move? He didn't let you get out of there?
That motherfucker comes fast, man.
Yeah, but I trusted him. He was like, where you are, but like about 50 feet away. And I'm here like, okay, go for it. It was like, boom. I was like, what the
Dude, how did you
fuck?
not break something?
It
Like
go-
break
it
your
goes-
back?
I was lucky it sliced me. It just
Oh,
like,
you got skimmed.
I got skimmed, bro. I didn't get like dead
would've
on.
torn
I
him
got
up.
skimmed, and I was like, ooh, that burn. I was like, what the heck, cabrón?
I tell everybody when the movie's coming out, the 10th.
10th.
February
10th.
10th.
North of the 10,
North of the
BET
10.
Plus. Get it on on your apps, on your phone, and your
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
On your socials, on your Instagram.
Everywhere.
On,
On your
Facebook,
fancy TVs.
On everything. On your,
follow them on
on
social.
your MySpace. On your Black Planet. on your Mi Gente.
Penny Saver.
And listen to this, man.
The video that's on
What
coming
if things
out.
would have been different if I'd have been
Para
more
mi
black?
gente, baby.
I even took my ride over there.
That's a site, actually. You know that, right?
No.
Yeah, back in the day, they had Black Planet, and then they for the Latinos, they had Mi Gente.
Mi gente.
Yeah, it was actually a site.
Right.
It was pretty popular back in the day. And then
Never knew
MySpace
that.
came.
My
And then for people that have muy, that was MUM.
a buddy of mine said the reason people continue to like you as I, through the department, went up, he said, because you're gente. That's all you are. You're not any better than anybody else. You're gente. And that's why everybody likes you. So I'm just gente. I'm just regular folk.
And then they told him, shine these shoes so we can go find that light stucker.
There you go. I'll shine your shoes.
And he found
He's a legend, man. This guy's...
I ain't nobody special. I'm just gente.
Well, para mi gente.
Hey,
right
para
here.
mi gente, good luck, guys.
North of the 10, baby.
I'm excited, man.
Hey,
Thank you so much,
January
George.
10th.
Thanks for asking me to be in that
Appreciate
thing.
you, man.
God bless you.
Of course.
Good luck.
Cheers.
Thank you,
Wow,
man.
brother.
Appreciate
That's
you.
it,
Cheers.
See, now when I watch, I'll sit there and tell them, oh, I know those guys. I met them.
Hey, let's go.
It's gonna be good.